Guys, welcome back to the craft room. I thought I would just hop in here real quick. I don't know how long Steve's going to be. But anyway, I told him to come get me when he was done. But I think I just briefly showed this the other day. This is a project that Pinterest expected me to work on, I guess. But anyway, I am in the process of trying to make a rag rug. Now, if you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I have a big, huge tote, like the big, I don't know how many gallons it is, but it's a fairly big tote. It like comes up to my knees almost. That's how tall it is. But it is stuffed clear full of scrap yarn that are not yarn. Scrap material that I dumpster dived for. I'm not afraid to dumpster dive for a good thing. But anyway, yes, I dumpster dived for some scrap material. And I decided, because Pinterest showed me this idea, and I thought, oh, that'd be cool to try. I've got all that material. It's just sitting there. I need to do something with it. Most of the scraps are not large enough to really make anything out of. I do have a few good sized scraps, but the rest of it would just be things for like patchwork pillows, not blankets, patchwork pillows, or maybe a patchwork apron or something like that. But I had this is like a bodice, and this is actually handmade, but a bodice from a dress or something, I don't know. But it was lined with white. There's 2 layers of white, and there's actually 3 layers of this material on the front. But what I did was I've just been cutting it off, and I have some really pretty buttons here that I could salvage. Kind of like those. But anyway, I've cut this, and then I've been ripping the seams when I can, and otherwise just cutting it to where I can have fairly regular strips. The video that I watched, or maybe it was a page that I looked at, I don't remember. Strips don't have to be perfect, because, you know, it's not doing anything special. I'm just crocheting with them. But I cut mine approximately an inch. I did not measure, just eyeballed it, but approximately an inch. Really pretty material. It's green with little purpley blue flowers on them. But I've got several strips out of this, and I've got one more side of the front bodice, which has 3 pieces of material to make some yarn out of. I don't know what it's called, but, and it's not t-shirt yarn, it's more like material yarn. But here is the ball of what I've done so far, that I've made. And it's real simple. Here is my join. And the way that you do that, or the way that I did it, that the page or video, I can't remember even now what it was. I'll have to go back and look. But what they recommend to do is to take your material and just put a little snip. Don't have to be very big. Just a little snip, because you're going to put your other material through it. That piece needs to come off. It's going to bother me. And then you take the other strip of material. Do the same thing. I just fold it over a little bit and do just a little snip. Sometimes I get a little bit too big of a snip, but a little snip. I'm going to put these down before I poke my eye out. And what I do is I try to go... Can you guys hear that? That is the wind. It is like really blowing. And it's a little chilly. But anyway, I go put like the wrong side and the right side together, I guess. Anyway, but I slide that through that hole on the one, like that, and just pull it through a little bit, and make sure that my material is going the same direction. And I'm not a professional at this. I'm just experimenting, okay? So don't take this as the only way to do this. I'm sure there's more than one way. And then I take my material and I make sure that the wrong sides are together, so that when I pull it through, actually, I'm going to pull it through so that the right side comes out. Something like that. But anyway, you just pull the other side through into that little hole. stick it through and pull it. And then carefully wiggle it down. And I try to get it in there where it's, kind of like that. There's a little join. And then I carefully crochet over that. And then obviously you would do snip snip on these other two ends and continue making your piece of material. So that's how I made my strips, and when I'm done with this, I'll go grab another piece that I can cut strips out of. Some YouTube videos, I have watched videos since I've seen this on Pinterest, but some of them actually use sheets. I don't want to do that. I don't want really long strips. I want it to be interesting and exciting. But I am using the biggest crochet hook that I have, which is this Tunisian crochet hook, and it's not real good for grabbing stuff. I'll tell you that right now. But this is a size 10 millimeter or US 15, and estimating that it is either an N or a P. That's what that NP, it's NP size. And I am just doing a single crochet. I think I put 6 in the middle, maybe it's 7, I don't know. I'll have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12. So I did 6. And then obviously, like you do with a normal circle, I did 2 in each one. So I have my first 2 rows done, and I'm going to be doing this in the round. So like I said, I'm pretty sure that I showed this to you. I'm going to try and do this because I want to try and use up that scrap bucket of material that I have. Before I go any farther, I need to get a piece of paper so that I can keep track of what I'm doing. But I was thinking, I don't know, it'd be useful. It could be used as a gift. I probably wouldn't just give it away unless I was giving it as a gift. But I could use it myself, or possibly, if I think it's good enough, maybe even sell it or try to sell it. Because the only cost in this to me, for me, is my time. Because I did not pay for this material. I salvaged it and recycled it. So anyway, the other thing that I've done since I got up here tonight, real quick, like before I came into my craft room, because the wind is really blowing, and like I said, it's cold outside. It's really cold outside. Next week we're supposed to get down close to freezing. Brr. But I did take the quilt that I had in my window the last couple years to help block the wind, and I tacked it up on the other side of my big window where I put my yarn shelf thing. So here's a picture of that I will share with you. I think it looks really pretty. The other side is just a solid green. It is not well used or worn. It's the material on that side's fine, but the material on this side is ripped and it's worn because this was one of the first quilts that hubby and I got when we first got married, and we used it a lot. I mean, like constantly. So it has been well used and loved, and I thought it would look really cool being put over my window, and I just nailed it up over the other side, and I think it looks amazing. So I want to thank you guys for joining me here in the craft room, and I'll see you right back here in my next video.